I've been messing up on my diet, so I gotta fix it. Oh,
Let us know, Nackie.
Takes a minute before it gets on.
Nackie always knows before us.
And we're live.
And we're live.
And we're live.
It's time to Faika on Tuesday afternoon. What's up, Nackie?
What's up, Carl?
Oh, we got family in the house today. We have all my Usos here to talk about their event coming up and things they got going on. We got board member Keresoma. La'a, what's up, Sam?
hey, what's up, folks?
I love the background. Love the background.
Thank you.
We missed that this year. That's something that yeah, we'll talk about. We got MamaSyl from Faatasi. Good afternoon. And I don't know if Cree's a board member or what, but I know she runs things over there.
She's the boss. She's
That's what her title is, but that's the boss.
She's the boss.
Cree, Mauia, how are you?
I'm good today. Thank you.
Good,
Awesome.
good.
Nackie, take it away.
Well, thank you for giving us some of your time today, because time is so precious. We're grateful to have you three on. For people that don't know who you are and have been living under a rock, if we can have each of you tell us about yourself and the program that you're representing and everything wonderful about you. And we'll start off with MamaSyl.
Hey, everybody. My name's Sylvia Selinger Tawala, but everybody calls me MamaSyl because I just mama everybody. And I'm with Faatasi. We were running summer programs, culture summer programs, teaching Samoan language, different Polynesian dances, and then doing a finale at the end and showcasing the kids. So, we're just here to do whatever we can for the kids.
Awesome.
It's all about the babies.
And are we married? We got children?
Yes. Married to Nafoa Tawala Jr., Brother June, or JRT. I have 2 kids, Giselle and Raylua, and I have a grandson, Josiah.
Yeah.
And then all the other babies.
Okay.
She's MamaSyl.
There's a whole lot of babies. Like Soma. That's what
Like Soma. Keresoma, would you like to go next?
Sure. I am Keresoma La. I am one of the board members for the All My Usos camp, or what we say, organization, or what else did you want to know?
What you guys are doing, married, single, put your bio up.
Oh, I'm happily married to the game. The game keeps me stressed out. I don't want to argue with the game a lot, but sometimes you got to go back and forth with the game in order to get what you want. We provide a space for our Pacific Islander community once a year to come together and to just forget about what the day-to-day looks like, but just come and enjoy a day out with family, be reunited with folks, make amends if you need to. This is a safe space to do so. Find out that that's your cousin this whole time that you've been arguing with, or this whole time you might have had a crush on or something. So, you find it over.
No!
Unfortunately, we didn't have an event this year due to obvious reasons. COVID-19 came in and just took 2020 by the neck and got us hostage right now.
Right.
Got us in the house, got us wearing masks, got us performing a new norm, like we're meeting right here on a Zoom instead of face-to-face in person. So yeah, I am single.
Ready
I don't
to
know why
mingle?
I don't know why that has any relevance to this conversation, but what I do want to say is I don't have any biological children, but I have raised a lot of children in the hood. So I'm like MamaSyl, we some youth they they feel more comfortable around you and they rather hear something from you. And I don't like going against parents. I've always backed the parent up. And I don't want our young people to take shortcuts, so I tell it straight like it is. But that's about it. I'll keep it like that. Thank you. Thank you.
Nackie, you want to get all in your business home?
I know, and I will in a little bit. We just need to hear from Sister Christine Mauia, who is also at AMU. Go ahead, Sister, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and how AMU started.
Yep. Well, my name is Christine Mauia. I was the wife to Taupolo JT Mauia, who started AMU along with some of his brothers, Soma being one of them, Tweeter and Fred, and there's a few more. And it started from my husband being diagnosed with cancer and just looking at life from a different set of eyes. When you're diagnosed, you tend to, you're facing death. It's just a whole different set of eyes you're looking through. You learn to appreciate life. You learn to appreciate the little things, let the little things go. And you just want to make the best of the time that you have here on earth. So that's how AMU kind of got started. And my husband has since passed away in 2018. So since then, I have taken over and partnered up with the boys to help push AMU along its way. And I am a mother of 3 kids. All 3 of our kids are grown. I have 1 dog and 1 niece. I have many, many nieces and nephews, but my main niece is Miss Helen over here.
Helen,
I'm trying to mute the microphone and kick her out my room. But thank you for having me.
Knows Helen. And AMU started because you guys got tired of going to funerals,
right?
Which and that's where where everyone would meet up. If we haven't seen each other for a long time, we would meet up at funerals. How sad is that?
Right. And on sad occasions, and just coming together at times that when we, on sad occasions. So my husband wanted to set a space where we can come together when it wasn't a falabalave, it wasn't a sad occasion. It wasn't drama. It was just everyone coming together like a family style barbecue picnic, and everybody just fellowship.
Yeah, I think that is one of our favorite events, is just because it's the whole community getting together just to barbecue and hang out, and there's no hidden agenda. We're listening to music. Everybody's eating. If you had a problem with someone, or if you normally it got squashed that day,
right?
Or if you haven't seen anyone for a long time, I love that event because I get to see everyone like different cliques intertwining and hanging out with each other and eating together, breaking bread, and then you guys started doing games. The last one you guys were doing games with.
Yep.
What is it? The banana? Was it 45? Which I think somebody won.
Oh.
Yeah.
I won the coconut cracking and the coconut game. It was weird because I wasn't gonna go, but they pumped me up. So 6 June. So there was a nephew that got on. His time was like about a minute or 2. And then Brother 6 June got up and he went and he got it down to a minute. And then they was like, come on, son, you used to live in Samoa. You can do better than 6 June. So I got up and did 30 seconds.
I think the microphone, there's a little peer pressure going on there to compete in the games. In the tug of war, there was nobody out there, and I think it was you, somebody on the microphone, like there was pressure put on people to get out there and grab the rope.
I start calling my own team out, like the old AMU. I start calling them out. I start calling them out by name. Like so I started off by saying, we need the AMU team, the board out here. And since the board didn't want to come out, I was like, Fred Keresoma, Tweeter, where you? Like I started calling people by name. I was like, nah, we gonna do this. But it was a great addition to the event.
Right.
And it broke a lot of the ice that was around, because you had different folks participating. It wasn't just the same old people throughout. Like the watermelon eaters were different. The donut thing was there. Like everybody, it was all different. It was nice.
Yeah, I think the the feeling of community was expanded, because after a while, and it's not like you got to top yourself from the, you know, the previous year, but after a while, people, you know, you were right, people are kind of getting into, you know, it's the same routine, we'll do this, the kids will dance, and, you know, those kind of things. And it did, but it still had that feeling. I love I love the fact that there aren't, it hasn't been, I don't know, commercialized. There aren't a bunch of tables selling things. There aren't, you know, it's just left to the community. It's a community day. And I think that as we saw that grow, Nackie and I were kind of wondering, I wonder if there's going to end up being a bunch of vendor tables and, you know, those kind of things. And it's been refreshing to see that it started community and it stayed community. That's the spirit of the event.
Right.
And that's a great analysis of the event. One of the biggest things that Tau Polo left behind was that this has to be a true on community event with no, we're not promoting or we're not endorsing anybody. We're not letting anybody come in to sell things. We don't want to take away from the community. We want to give to the community. And the only way we can do that is to make it clear that there's only one flag that's going to be flown, and that's the AMU flag for the day, so that folks know that, like, we don't want to stress anybody out with too much info about things, although it's a good space to have it, but it would dilute the event by just having people stand in line, people pulling out, signing clipboards and things like that. So it was good. Right on, Carl, for noticing that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's got that feeling. And you haven't, I mean, once, and it kind of gets that way, right? You get 200, 300, 400, like you start getting big numbers. And we saw that a couple of years ago, that the media started pressing in, and you know, that was the point that you all made your stand and said, no, we're going to keep it community. The only tables we see are tables where there are backpacks being given away and where there's free haircuts, and, you know, the only lines there are for food or free stuff.
Right.
And I think that speaks a lot to the commitment to keep it to the community. Is that an event that just has evolved to that, or was that the vision from the beginning? Or because it's grown, I mean, we've seen that grow to literally hundreds of people, and the space has grown, the jumper, you know, all the different events that go on during the day. Did it just kind of evolve like that and you stayed to the community piece, or was that kind of the vision the whole time?
I think it evolved with the backpacks, adding on the backpack giveaway, adding on the haircuts, just seeing that the time that we have our barbecue, it's right around when school begins. So the board wanted to kind of say, hey, let's get the kids some school supplies, because that's a venue where a lot of kids will attend. So let's get them some school supplies. And then someone else mentioned, hey, you know, Feel Good Cuts is willing to offer free haircuts for the kids. So we know that a lot of families that attend are underserved families. So we thought that would be a good space for them to come out and have fun, fellowship. And while you're doing that, get some free school supplies, get a free haircut to get you ready for school. But I think I really enjoy, me personally, like when I look at, for example, Faatasi, when they run the food committee or the food part, it just touches my heart when I see so many different ladies from different organizations, different families, different churches, just come together as one. I mean, there was even one year, I think maybe two of the ladies might have had a disagreement, but they still came together, not there, but prior to attending, but they still came and just came together, because it wasn't about me or them or their disagreement. It was about the people that were there, that we were serving and fellowshipping with, and just coming together. So that just touched my heart, just seeing that. Even at one year, we had the motorcycle club come out, and they all just told the ladies to go relax and sit down while they got in back there and served. So just things like that, it just shows that it's not about one group, it's not about one person, it's about all of us coming together and just working as one community. So it just touches my heart just to see those things.
Yeah, Carl, I just wanted to say too that at the infant stages of the AMU barbecue or the AMU gathering, we didn't have a schedule. You know what I mean? Like there was this one year we had like 3 barbecues in one year because we was like, all right, we finna have it in or we finna have it over there in San Francisco. We finna like we just wanted to get together. And the one year that you guys came out, the first year you guys came out, was the year that we really sat down and JT was like, we gotta hunker down and plan. And so we went through a 1 year process of just planning this thing out. And the crazy thing is that it was a bunch of dudes that didn't know how to do anything. All we knew how to do was get people together. We didn't know how to plan. So we just got together and started putting together like, oh, we should give out backpacks. Oh, we should get free haircuts. We should like all these ideas start popping in and out, and then the idea of like now we're gonna serve big food. Who do we get? And then JT was like, MamaSyl, man. So let's tap in with them. So that relationship started to forge between all my Usos and Faatasi. Now, as the people in all my Usos and Faatasi, we've been together. But as the two organizations started to grow, the relationship started to forge, and like beauty came out of it. Like things just started to happen. Like everything happened in order. And that day, that first day, the day that you guys came out to interview, JT was battling that whole day, but he didn't want to say nothing. You saw it in his face, but he wanted to see his baby through. Even to the time it was breaking down, he was going through it in the bathroom. And my brother came to me and he goes, Song, we got to send him home. And so when I went to the bathroom to grab him, I said, Oos, we got it. He was like, no, Song, we said we was going to be here till it's over. I was like, get out of here. Creed, take him home. And Creed ended up taking him to the hotel, and we ended up knocking it down. And we met as a group afterwards, and we just looked at each other like, blood. It just happened. All this planning that we went through, 12 months of planning, arguing with each other, like collecting money from each other, like all this stuff, it happened. And the people came and like they saw, and we had the overflow of things like, don't bring no more stuff. Like, don't bring no more stuff. Just come. We don't need nothing else. Like, I remember watching the video that y'all dropped too, and JT and Fiti was like, no, that's enough. Just come down here. You know what I mean? Because the magic was happening. And the magic only happened because collaboration happened.
Yeah, I remember that video, and Fiti's not the most talkative, you know what I mean? Like to get him in front of the camera, and then JT, you know what I mean? Like that was late in the day. I think they were coming back from getting ice or something. I don't know. They were coming back in as we were leaving, and we ended up catching that interview just on the fly because we saw them a little bit away from the group and said, the sound is right. We'll be able to hear them, and to catch them at that moment, and then to see the video now and know what was going on.
Yeah.
It's touching just to watch the video and see him pull everything together just for, a quick interview, and to, pull his thoughts and his voice together, to do the interview. And then, Fiti jumping in to do an interview, I was like, kind of like, what's that about? But it's, what, and what you're saying, like you didn't know anything about getting people to, about, other than getting people together. That's kind of what Nackie and I have found in Poly by Design is like she's editing sound clips together, and doing things that she never thought she'd do. I'm doing things I never thought I'd do. But when you love something and you want it to happen, you just figure it out. You just figure out, like, you find a way to get it done, and to see and to hear where it came from, to see literally hundreds of people pulling together. It's a moment when like different people walk in and you see, I saw people that, to Cree's point, had beef, you know what I mean? Like there was something going on. They're hugging it up that day. Like that day, it's about community. the venue and the platform that you guys are trying to put together, where you have a place to, make amends, or, you're standing in line to get food, or you're, across the table from somebody. That's something that it's really grown into something. I think the community looks forward to it. Nackie and I were talking to some people that had traveled from Southern California, right, Nackie?
Yes. Can you hear
So
me?
they came, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
They came from Southern California, and they're like, we need this in LA, but how do we do it? How do we get it all together? Who do we talk to? And I was like, I don't know. This is just a special, like, this is just something that's special to the Bay Area. It's unique to the people that put it together, the credibility that they have with the community and with community-based organizations. Like, it just feels like there's some magic here that I don't know. I mean, I worked in LA. I don't know the community down there, but I don't know how you'd pull this off in another city without this group that has this kind of credibility.
Right.
Cree, I think from our standpoint, I think one of the things that you've done, and obviously I don't think it was intentional, but you've really shown a light on how much the support goes into loving someone that's going through that journey. I think that a lot of people didn't really understand. You kind of know that family goes through a lot when you have a family member that has cancer and is going through that. But I think because JT was so high profile, and you were in there, I think people got a new appreciation and a new knowledge of how difficult and trying and touching it is to support somebody. Have you seen that? Have you noticed that, or did you know that you were bringing that light to the support role, or was it just something you were going through and didn't really notice it at the time?
At the time, I didn't notice it. I just was, taking things as it came one day at a time. But I didn't think I realized it till maybe later on in his battle when he got more sick or re-diagnosed. And then after he passed, because I received so many calls, so many messages, just so many texts of people being inspired. And I just thought I did what any mom or any wife would do, or anyone in my position, but not knowing that it was inspiring a lot of folks. Having my husband just kind of share his and of course we didn't share everything, you don't share all
Right.
hard times, but the little that we did share or the much that we did share, it helped folks get through their battles or their storms or things that they were going through. So I didn't realize it during, you just do what you can do each day, but not knowing that you're helping someone else get through their battles. And a lot of times some people won't even say it, but they'll look at a video, they'll hear your speech or hear you say something and it'll get them through. You just won't never know it. And
Yeah.
there's select that will call you and say, hey, thank you for that video or that post or that saying because it helped me.
Yeah, I think everyone that watched your journey, you inspired a lot of people, because we always think it's just the patient that is going through something. And I think you did a great job of shining the light on the family members that go to you the appointments with you, and all the anxiety, and you have to carry the family, and you have to carry the one that is sick, and the stress that goes along. Not everybody's always thinking, of course, we're always thinking of the patient, but the family goes through trauma too, and the stress that a wife or a husband goes through, like Sister Syl was going through her cancer, and Junior would not let her go, right? and we get that,
He
you
had
know
to
what I mean?
kidnap me to take me to Seattle.
Right? I know.
Kidnap you.
We literally had to kidnap you to take you to Seattle, but we get that, right? We get that because he doesn't want to let you out of his sight, not for a minute, you know what I mean? And so I'm happy. I'm not happy, but I am happy that you shine the light and let everyone know that it's everyone that's going through cancer. It's your friends, it's your brothers, it's your sisters. I love that. You said when JT was going to his treat, all his brothers went and sat with him and, probably scared the hell out of the nurses.
They did.
Yeah,
But,
listen,
it's everyone.
he had a list of things that we couldn't do. Like we couldn't work alone. We couldn't wear like clothes that was washed with like aromatic detergent.
Yeah.
Because like it affects the smells. So like we knew what we had to do when we went to go sit with him, and it wasn't like it was a burden for a lot of us. It was like it was an honor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like we knew that the brother was in the fight and we was in the fight with the brother. I mean, look at the cast that we on right now. Like me and Cree were on here with 3 folks. You know what I'm saying? That fought or is fighting cancer. And that is a testament to you guys' strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is, but all I know is that like, I'm here. What do you want us to do? What do you need from us? And it won't never be a burden because the time is precious. Like Carl says, waste no minutes.
Right.
Waste no minutes. I mean, you had MamaSyl. She had just got diagnosed, and then she came out to help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, at the lens of somebody who wasn't planning, Syl, what did you think about, like, the AMU event? Because you weren't in the planning piece, but you were in the execution piece. How did it help for you?
It's just like, I feel like you guys throw a family barbecue. You know what I mean? It's all, when you come, you might come feeling like you're out of that circle, but when you get there, you're definitely now in that circle. Right. And then it goes from this person like, oh my, hey, I went to AMU, you didn't go, oh, you got to go next year. Like you hear that over and over and over again from different people who miss it, hate the fact that they have to miss it because they got to go to a family event or they got to go to something else, but it's all family. Right. I think that's how I came in is, Cree's, that's like my little sister, I'm always hanging out with Cree and she's married to JT. So it was like, hey, Syl, can you want to help with? Sure. Yeah, no problem. Okay. And then it's like, hey, what do we need? Okay, let me get this program let's see if we can get something free from here. And, so it's like, it's family. That's the only way. Every time I talk to somebody or I'm talking to them about the AMU barbecue, I'm always saying it's a family barbecue. So bring anybody and everybody. It's community, but you come as a community, you leave as a family.
Right.
That's so true.
I remember that first year that we went, and I don't remember who was on the mic, probably Soam, but there were cars triple parked on the side trying to get, close. And the bus couldn't get through. And somebody was on the microphone. It might have been you, Soam, but they said, hey, look, like we got to get those cars moved. And there were some people moving over there. And then you put it that, look, this guy's trying to do his job. Like we're holding up this guy from doing his job. And that note of, he's working his, he's meeting his ends too. You know what I mean? Like he's just trying to make it too. He's just a guy trying to do his job. And we were headed out at that point, and I heard somebody go, get that guy a plate of food too. But it was the feeling like the bus driver, the bus guy, he's part of the family too. We'll make him part of the family. And he's just trying to do his job. And the cars got out of the way and he was able to go through. But it was like, it was that feeling of family, and you could just feel
because
like,
when you come to the park, it's number of like blue collar folks.
Right. Like
we're all working class people, and to understand that somebody else is working while we're barbecuing, like let the brother pass. Mm-hmm. Let him pass. Give him something to eat. He gonna need to eat, but like respect that he got to feed his family too. So like. And that's just, just a working class mindset, just making sure that like people are taken care of and like we're not overlooking or underlooking his work. We're just making sure that, what I'm saying, he gets by because there's people on the bus that probably got to go to work too.
Right.
You know what I mean? They got to get to an appointment. Like what if somebody was on the bus trying to get to a doctor's appointment and we got them blocked in? Like, come on, y'all.
Yeah,
So
it was crazy, cracking me up. That matter of fact, get that guy a plate too, and then somebody's nephew went running back to get the plate of food. But
yeah, I think that was me.
but the way you put it was like, look, that guy, that's a working guy. Like he's just trying to do his job, move the cars. And you guys have found a way to address, I mean, it went from a couple hundred to, I mean, there might have been 500 people there that one year. Politicians climbing over the wall, trying to get in on the event. How have you managed to handle the growth? Because that's a big event now.
That's the boss right there.
I think it's helpful that we get so many people that come in and volunteer. I mean, they might not be in the planning stages or up with us up until the event, but when it comes showtime, they just jump in and do what needs to be done. And that's why it just touches my heart, because like I said, it's not about them or us or it's not, oh, that's their event, let them do it. I just see people from all over, from all over the Bay Area, from different cities. They just come in, they just jump in and help us. And we need the help because, we're not, everybody's volunteering their time, and it's not enough of us to accommodate that many people. But because so many come and so many help participate and just serve the food, clean up, barbecue, do whatever that they can, it just turns out to work itself out. So we're so thankful for everyone who jumps in like that.
I just
community
want
makes
to
it happen.
Shout out people that were shouting out Helen that was walking in the background. People were shouting out Helen. Patsy Tito is sending her love to everyone. Hey, Patsy. The boss.
Right.
The boss, right? Tufa Tongafau. Yvette Manamea.
Hey,
Yvette. Nani Wilson. San Francisco Recam Poet. Mary Verdea. Felicia. Hey, Felicia. Epiel Mavaya with Samoan Solutions. Doris Tulifau, Brown Girl Woke.
Samoa in the house.
Hey, what? Brown Girl Woke is on here, girl.
Brown Girl Woke.
I just seen a little write-up about you, girl. Good job. Where you at, man? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting our people out there. Thank you for the work that you do. You know how they say in San Francisco, game recognized game. Thank you for putting it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations to Doris Tulifau. Tanya Elliott is on. She sends her laugh.
Hey, what's up, cousin?
Annie Mack and is Fructoso. I can't pronounce it. But
is.
Felicia says, you guys are the chosen ones. The ones who make it happen. So there you go. Mela is on. Mela is saying, hey, everybody. Steve Misake.
Is that the I Know crew in here? Oh my.
Yes, the I Know crew is here.
I remember we were
shouting out Helen. That's so funny. So
I remember we had Cafe Wellness at SCDC, speaking of Sister Patsy. And it was, the Cafe Wellness was supposed to go from like 6 to 8. And I think we were leaving at like 9:30 or something. Cause of course we don't leave when it's supposed to happen. And we were leaving that Friday night and it was like 9:30, I think. And we were driving by the kitchen at SCDC and I saw Soma there in the alley taking things to the car. And then we go home, go to sleep, get up, go to the barbecue the next morning. I look at Soma, I was like, do you get any sleep? Because I'll sleep later. I don't think you slept at all that night.
No, you know the thing too, you said it earlier, Carl, when you do something that you love, you love to do something, like you wanna get the best you can do with it and you wanna knock it out, you wanna make sure that the people get the best that you have to offer, right? And it's great to have people on your side. Today I said something to one of my coworkers, his name is Samuelu, and I told him, I said, you know, Samuelu, it's always good when you got bridges still intact because you do got to cross over again.
Right.
And I believe the success of all my Usos is the bridges that are still intact, that we are able to travel through these bridges back and forth, these relationships with each other, with Samoan Community Development Center, with Faatasi, with like Sister Nani with her group, I can't even forget, the Asian American Recovery Services.
Yeah.
Essence of Mana, like it's because of those bridges that are still intact will make AMU Day successful. Because like Sister Cree said, we can't do it all by ourselves. Just imagine trying to man 700 people, 600 people with 7 board members.
Right.
Oh my God. So we need people. And the good part about it is some people just don't ask. They just get in and just find something to do.
Right.
We got a couple of brothers who come in the morning and just set all the tents up. They just want to make sure the tents are set up nice and neat and they're hunkered down. And then at the end of the day, they're cleaning up. They're going back and forth to cars, bringing stuff over. It's like you cannot make this up.
Yes.
Like this cannot be scripted.
Event.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of the favorite events. Yeah. It's everybody joins in. I remember the first time we went, and we went live with JT and Fiti and Soma, and so many people were hitting us in the DMs like, how do we help? How do we get there? What let us know when this is happening next year. We want to help. We want to help. And I think you really felt it, if you were there, and even if you show up every year, you're there every year afterwards because you just love the feeling of community, no drama. That is stressed from the beginning of the year till up until that event, no drama. And everyone just sets their tents up. There's like a million tents next to each other and everybody just walks around and is greeting each other. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch. Right. And it's a beautiful feeling that you get when you're there. So 100%, Felicia said that's right. And Tanya says the adrenaline kicks in when people get there. So I wanted to shout out Sheriff Eddie Thompson. He works the graveyard shift. And I think the last 3 years that I've gone there, he'll get off and come in the morning, and I watched him help you guys set up. And so I think it's beautiful that people, he just is getting off the graveyard shift, comes in there and helps. I've seen him every year, but it's everybody donating their time, like the DJs, right?
Right.
Like Cisco and like all the DJs are coming in and donating their time. It's an awesome.
And all I do is I ask them to donate 30 minutes. So I'm like, bro, get on for 30 minutes. Yeah. And they get on for about an hour. Yeah. And those guys, they usually charge like $500-$600 just for them to be there.
Right.
So it was cool. Eddie Thompson comes and supports his cousin Cree. That's
yeah. Or is he told? Was he voluntold?
There's a lot of volunteers and a lot of voluntold.
No, but the beauty about it is nobody has to be told. Like they just know out of instinct. They know what their specialty is, and they go to where that special talent is needed, and they just go to like Samuelu. Like I'll bring him back up. He was cutting the hair at another event, and then he was like, "Man, I got time to come over there." So right when he came over to our event, he seen the booth up with filling them. He just got under there. He just started cutting too because he had his clippers on him. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like people understand their time. Like Cisco was supposed to go to a family function.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Let me stop by real quick." So he stopped by real quick, and I was like, "Well, you might as well hop on." He was like this. "All right, just for a little bit." And he just hopped on for a hell of a long. I was like, "Okay, the family's gonna you getting paid to go do something else." It was like this. Oh.
People are going live seeing you at the AMU event while you're late.
You're not hiding.
Right.
Also, it was a stretch for Cree this year to even make the decision of postponing this year. Like Cree was trying to figure out every loophole that we could find.
How can we make this happen?
Right. She was like, "We can't." I was like, "This girl."
It's over.
We had the menu ready, huh, Cree? Menu was ready.
We had it ready in March, in April.
Yeah. But you guys made a way to still help the community this year. You guys want to tell us everything about it? How amazing is it, and when is it happening?
Yes, so we have partnered up with SCDC. Shout out to Patsy Tito and her entire team. We have also partnered up with Faatasi. Shout out to my brother June because he's not online, and his beautiful wife Sylvia. So we have a little bit over, we have about 400 backpacks right now, and donations are still coming in. We're going to do a drive-by event. So we're asking families to register. It's September 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we just want families to register and hop in the car, drive on by. We're going to have backpacks free, school supplies, t-shirts, lunch for the entire family, and all free. All they have to do is jump in their car and drive on by SCDC.
Wow.
Wear a mask and
Yep. Please practice all social distance.
So you don't even have to get out of the car.
Nope.
You don't have to get out of the car.
Perfectly safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfectly safe. And the way we got this, formed is that like you just say how many you got in the car. Boom, we got your backpack. Inside the backpack is school supplies, but we're also giving up sheltering in place kits.
Yep.
Like gloves, hand sanitizers, masks, things like that. Because we do understand that we're in a pandemic right now, and we want to do our part in making sure that people are practicing social distancing, practicing washing hands, this, that, and another. So we've been getting like donations from All In and the Matua Bike Club and some other folks. Sister Sil got pulled in her donations and stuff like that. So
From Be Magic,
from Be Magic, it's a full-on collaborative effort from all three organizations, for this one day. And so we were in a meeting one day and we was like, well, since we don't have an event, we got to do something for the people. Like, we can't just leave this blank. And then there was like, but we can't have it on the third Saturday of August. That's the AMU day. We can't have it there. We got to move it. We got to move it to another day. So we were able to lock down September 5th as a date that, is suitable for everybody. Plus, Monday is a holiday, things like that. But we just wanted to make sure that the people still saw Faatasi out there. They still saw all my Usos out there. They still saw Samoan Community Development Center out there doing for the people. Just making sure that it started off as like a school supply giveaway, believe it or not.
Yep.
So that's how it was going to go. It was going to have these little tote bags with little like stuff in there. And then the flow of backpacks. And I was like this, well, we just upgraded. Now it's a backpack drive.
That's true. And you're feeding people first come, first serve, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Maybe a Samoan event without food.
Exactly. Exactly. So the most of the stuff have been donated and a lot of it Amu is taken care of. I think it's awesome that the community comes together to provide for our own community, right?
Right.
And so it's from 10 to 2 and is it happening at SCDC?
Yes, right on the front street of Sunnydale. So 2055 Sunnydale Avenue. So all they need to do is just drive on by.
Also, I want to put out there that SCDC provided a lot of the sanitizers and a lot of like the COVID supplies that are going into the bag too, right? Because it's not only are we using the building, she's helped. Sister Patsy has also helped us out with a couple of her staff members to come and pick up hours and work with the community on that day, and plus provide space as far as like the building is concerned.
Right.
So it is it's a full-on collaboration of three good groups that just want to make sure that the people are taken care of.
Right.
Well, I got to say this, Cree has been coming into Faika one way or another. This is like the third different kind of location. We were downtown and then in South City, and now it's virtual. And somehow, Nackie, we got to figure this out. She's been able to avoid being on the microphone, and now I'm hearing her just belt out like where it is, who's involved, what they're going to have, how safe it is. Like she's a natural doing it, and somehow she's been able to stay away from our microphones this whole time. The secret's out, Cree. No more of that.
Yeah. I do love that when we first our very first show, Faika show, we had all my Usos on. And then our very first show in South City, our other studio, it was Soma and Cree. And so you guys have been holding our hands through all our beginnings. So yeah, we appreciate and love you guys for always supporting us. Another one of your events that you guys do during the year is your cancer awareness t-shirt where you guys sell t-shirts. Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Yep. So this year we haven't set a date yet, but it's going to be in October. We have some things under the works because we're in the planning stages, and I just don't want to say what we're going to do. We're just waiting for things to be locked in before we start announcing things. But we're going to do something special in October. Again, we're going to partner up with Patsy Tito and Sylvia Tawala. And any other organization out there who wants to kind of jump in and come on in and just kind of work together with us. And again, it's in honor of my husband who passed away of cancer, and all those, not only him because he's gone now, but it's more so the families right now who are dealing with cancer, who are fighting this fight and who are caught in this storm. So it's not only, we're going to try to get some other things out there, like, maybe blood drive or bone marrow drive, or just other, diabetes checks, just whatever we can get. But because of COVID, we're kind of limited. But we still want to, host something because there's so many families hurting. There's so many families going through things. And, they just need to know that, hey, I can, if I did this, if I got through it, they can get through it too. So that's what I think kind of pushes us to continue to do something for families who are battling, because it's hard. It's hard not only for the person battling, but for the entire family. I think
it's a beautiful thing that you do. I know that one day kick your ass, Soma. I forgot to kick your ass about this. Soma and Elliot came to the studio, and Carl and I are survivors, are fighting cancer, and to have them show up, and it's beautiful that you support the families that they need gas to get to their next treatment, or they need food to sit there and sit with their loved ones, or just money to get to the next day or the next paycheck. It's appreciated. I just want you guys to know that people feel it. It's appreciated because we know you know how it feels to this. Nobody thinks about that,
I think it meant so much when you walked in, because we know we know how much we know how much that you care, and we know that you know what it means. Right. So that's why that moment was what it was. Nackie, how did you greet them?
You motherfuckers. That's what I said. That's what I said. Because I know that there's people that need it. And I told some of this too, that at that time I was just trying to get to the next paycheck. And that really helped. So you never know, I didn't tell anybody, but in the middle of my cussing him out, we had a heart-to-heart, and I told him I'm just trying to get by. And so I appreciate it. And I know a lot of families. Just thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for
Goddess
making my
again.
eyes sweat. My eyes are sweating right now.
Your eyes are sweat. The onions.
Awful dusty in here.
Yeah. But thank you.
No, Nackie, I think a lot of times people, they know that their family or friends are going through something, but they don't know what to do, or maybe they think if they don't have a lot to give, that it's not going to mean as much, but they don't realize that they don't know what people are going through. Like you said, you just needed to get to the next check. We didn't know that. You know what I mean? So just to go, I mean, even if you made hot dogs and rice and took it over there to the family,
Right.
while the mom or husband or whoever just came home from a chemo treatment and they're sick, but they know their kids are hungry.
Yeah.
But they're so weak to get up and make dinner. So I always encourage people, if you know someone, and I'm not a cook, so I can I can order some food. But I remember, Sister Syl was in one of her treatments, and I went over there. They don't want too many people in there. I think JT was an exception. They looked at all these big guys and was like, well, who's going to tell them no? But the lady at the front desk goes, her husband's already in there. And I said, I just want to go in there and, see her face and say hi to her. So she let me in and I went in there and, just even she said, like, just that, me popping in, giving her a hug and saying hi. She's seeing my face that I took time to come over there. It made a difference to her, So, I mean, I encourage everyone, if you know someone, and maybe if it's not cancer, maybe they're just going through a storm, that they're going through something. Offer to pick up the kids, offer to do a movie night. I mean, it's hard now, COVID going on, but you can Uber Eats dinner over there, or, just there's so many different things that we can do to help someone get through the next day. Sometimes, so many times I felt like I'm just going to throw in the towel, like, this is just too much. But because we have a huge support system and so many friends that are like family, so much family that on their own, different times, it just helped me get through the hardest times. So I get that.
I'm gonna share something with y'all that I never said anything about.
Don't tell
that
me.
day. That day.
Don't tell on me, she said.
That day that we went over to go see Carl and Nackie, I met Elliot at Safeway. So Elliot had the money, and then I had to go in and buy the flowers. So I go like this to Elliot. I said, bro, what flowers do I get? He was like, I don't know, just grab anything. I was like, all right. So you said it me to go in there and grab flowers. I ain't never bought nobody flowers. I ain't never bought a girl flowers. Maybe that's why. But anyway, I go in there.
We're gonna work on that.
We're gonna have to talk to you about that.
What I gotta deal with every day.
I go in there to buy flowers, right? And so like I'm in there with a puzzled look. I'm walking around for like 10 minutes. Elliot is texting me like, what's taking you so long? I'm like this, hold on, bless hella flowers. I don't know which one to pick. Right? So I'm just looking around and this one little sweet old lady, at me, she goes, say, do you need help? I was like, yeah, I'm here to buy some flowers. Like, oh, I see you picked up some roses. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take some roses. What's the occasion? I was like, oh, we're gonna give somebody some money for, we're gonna give somebody some help because, they're fighting cancer, right? And then she goes, you're gonna give them roses? And I was like, yeah. She goes, they're not dying, are they? I was like, no. She goes, are they? I was like, no. She was like this. Then why are you giving them roses? And I was like this. Well, I thought that's the flower. Then she was like, no, take sunflowers. Make them happy. And I was like this. Oh. So I was going to bring y'all roses. Like, nah, they're not dying. Give them something to make them happy. Give them these big old yellow flowers so they look happy. And I was like this. All right. So from then on, I knew that like, it matters what flowers you take.
Good thing a woman was there to help you out.
It was an old sweet woman. I bring the flowers out to Elliot. He was like, damn. I was like, but just hold the flowers. Let's go. But like, that's what happens. You take a bunch of guys who don't really know much to go Cree sent us to go do this task. This was our assignment. And I was like, bro, we gonna mess this whole thing up. But you know,
a lot of it is the gesture. Like I said, it was the seeing you two come in and knowing that and knowing the journey that you've been on as support, and seeing loved ones go through it. That was heart touching, and I think that the gesture of, like Cree was saying, like there's going to be something that you can do. I mean, when JT was going through, I would just send Cree a text message and just say, I love you, or, thinking of you or something. But it's the gesture, it's the support of family and loved ones that help you get through. And I think that having these conversations is important, because just like Cree said, some people, they just don't know what to, like, if I don't have $1,000, I better not, it's going to be insulting if I, do something that's not like monumental and huge. Right. It all matters.
Right. I agree.
Can't hear you, Nackie.
Here I go. When you guys came to the studio, I was not only touched by the gesture, but I was going through the struggle of holding on to my hair, because I was losing my hair. And if you see me during that time period, I was wearing a lot of hats, and I had a hat on that day. And so I was really struggling with letting it go. And so that too.
Yeah. So when we first walked through the door, because we weren't scheduled to be in the studio.
No.
But we knocked. We interrupted. So it was the break before the second session. Yeah. And we walked in, and Nackie's first words wasn't like, I'm gonna kick your ass. Her first words was like this, oh, hell no. Because she knew the moment she saw me and Elliot there with flowers and envelopes, she knew what was going on. And like, my thing was like, don't break character, just stay in. Because like, I was about to like fall apart, but I had to hold it tight because like we were on assignment. We were sent to go do something. And to not complete it, he called Cree back like we couldn't do it, Cree. She would have been like, I should have swept on myself. I don't know why I should do it. Oh man, but it was a beautiful thing, man. Just to be in that position, to do that on your end as a receiving end, but my end as the person that's in the assignment, it broke me down, because I started thinking about all the family members that are going through it currently at that moment, and all those that transition into the next life. Like, damn, we are honoring them. And so when the envelope dropped, like, there was no way nobody could ever tell us that we was doing something wrong, because the response was priceless.
Yeah.
And Cree, you got MF too, because you had called to figure out what we were there. She goes, "That Cree,
in the studio?
I might come by." She was. You caught some of that too. She was cursing everybody.
I was like, everybody's gonna get it. But what I love when you guys do that is because those families need it, and we're prideful. Yeah. We ain't gonna ask for help. We ain't gonna say shit. You know what I mean? So for you to just pop, it's huge. And it's not even about the money. It's about the support and love, and to know. Because Cree and I had a conversation, like JT and Cree, when I first got diagnosed with cancer, we really didn't know each other that well. Mm-hmm. Those two call and text me like constantly when they found out that I had cancer. That broke me too, because we talked about this too, how when I got diagnosed, people fell off. I was like, where'd everybody go? And then later we discussed that some people can't handle when you tell them that you have cancer. And so that's how they cope. They just don't want they don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
So I mean, not like they're hateful. It's just they can't deal with their emotions of the possibility of losing you to cancer. So,
Right.
and that really, when you said that to me, that really eased my heart.
Right.
I was angry. Woo, I was angry.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and I didn't know that before going through this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what to say to people. You know, you just give them a hug and kind of turn the other way.
Right.
But I've seen that a lot. Talk to a few people who their best friends or they're people who
Yes.
close to them, they died, they lost a loved one, or they went through a storm or lost someone to cancer, and they just stop calling,
Right.
stop coming over, just like, but it's because they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And they also probably are fearful that they might get something, or you know, it's just fear. They allow the fear to take over, and that's you know, so I always encourage people to, if that person is someone who you love, like you, it's your sister, like you say it is, or your brother, then you make the first move. Let them know you were hurting. Let them know you needed them, and it's okay to call you. It's okay to come over, you know?
Yeah.
That is a big part of it. I think people
That's
don't know how to
huge.
support. Like,
Yeah.
what would I say? Say what you would normally say, or
Right.
say I love you. I mean, but if you don't know what to say and you're uncomfortable with it, then you don't want to have that conversation. And I think at that point, people just kind of back off because they don't, you know. And then you have you have some people who are like, well, the C word. And with me, it was always like, you know, disempower that. Like, it's cancer. I have cancer, and I don't
Yeah.
stumble around it or shy away from it. And I don't give it extra power by not saying the word. But I think you're right, Gree. It's just people don't know exactly how to act, and rather than maybe, you know, crossing some unwritten line or making some mistake and saying something wrong, they'll just back up and not say, you know, not have
Right.
contact. Unfortunately, I mean,
Yeah.
there's some education needs to go on with that, of how do you support, because that's just as tough. You know, if you're, obviously if it's your husband, it's your wife, it's, you know, then you know exactly, not exactly, but you know, you live with a person, you're going to support them that way. But if it's a cousin or a sibling or something, you know, how do you go over there? Do you call? Do you email? You know, there's no playbook for you to go
Right.
to
Right.
say, you know, what do I do? What's the first thing that I do?
Yeah.
But I do know this. I do know that through all the journey and through all of it, love is the best medicine of all. Getting love and support from your family, whether it's spoken word, whether it's, you know, without COVID, hugs, you know, all those kind of things. That love just, you know, there's no way that love doesn't feel good.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It was Jay was like the first person that was this close to me that was diagnosed. And I do remember the phone call. It was early in the morning. He called. It was around 7. I don't start work till 10, so I don't get up until about 9. And called 7. I looked at it. I was like, he probably messed up and called me. Called the second time. I looked. I was like, I'll call him back when I get up. Called the third time. I was like, oh, this means something. So I get on, and the first thing this brother says to me is, he said, man, he goes, I love you, son. And I was like, man, I love you too, June, what's up? He goes, I just found out that I was diagnosed with stage 2 cancer. And I was like, it was quiet between our phone call. And he goes, if you love me the way you say you do, go get checked up. And it was like right after we hung up, I called to get checked. I called and made an appointment. But I did something for me that was natural, was like, well, what do I do for the brother? Like, how do I show up for you? How do I make this look like it's not going to alienate you from nobody? And I'm sure a lot of the brothers that we grew up with together, when they got the call, was in shock, because we ain't never knew nobody that was that close to us that had it. And it was throughout the years we learned how to be with him. He'll tell me like, oh, go buy me a cherry Coke, but not in the refrigerator. Like, give me a warm one. So I'm like this, okay. I'm like, you don't want no water? He's like, I don't like to taste the water right now. The chemo that he was in, the water didn't taste good to him. So like, there was things that he would order food and he would tell me like, bro, you're gonna have to eat half my food because I'm not gonna finish it. And like normally we would order that food, he would knock it back. But like his appetite changed, like the weather changed, like he started to get colder a lot. So I learned how to support him through watching Cree and through asking him questions. You know, we would sit down, you know, Cree would go to bingo. He'll come over there and chill with me at the house. We'll smoke cigars. And we would talk about growing up. We would talk about, like, look where we are now from how we grew up. Like, we would talk about these things. And, like, I knew at that moment that, like, you know, my brother right here is fighting because this is all we didn't talk about nothing new. We talked about EMU, yeah, maybe gave it like maybe 5-10 minutes of our conversation, but the rest of it was about being kids. The rest of it was about the free lunch that we ate. The rest of it was about swimming in that dirty ass bay water as kids and walking around with wet clothes all the way up back the hill just to go eat free lunch. We talked about these things. We talked about stealing clothes off the clothesline. We talked about like just random stuff as kids. And I knew that at that moment that he just wanted to talk about what we did. And that was the support that he needed, was for me to sit there and listen. And that's all. And anybody who's watching, if you know somebody that's going through cancer or that's fighting, a lot of the times they just want you to sit there and be with them. Sit there and listen. Spend some time, because you don't want to waste no minutes.
Waste no minutes.
Yep.
Waste no minutes.
I think that's what it, our life comes down to, is making memories, right? So you and JT were talking about, memories and moments that you spent together. And that's why that's the way that I live life. And it's the same way that JT talked about, is live life to the fullest.
Right.
And it's making memories with loved ones like we are right now, like we've done in person, and we'll do again in person in August of 2021. Well, we're going to see each other well before then, but we're going to do that on the third Saturday in August of 2021. We're going to come back stronger than ever with the Amu barbecue. We've got your drive-by giveaway coming up, but in the words of JT, live life to the fullest, and being able to talk with loved ones about memories that you made together. Those are minutes that you spent together and you made count. So
Right.
we appreciate you guys coming on.
We appreciate you. September 5th. Everyone, don't forget to register. We have the flyer up. Go follow Amu on all social media outlets. They have a flyer. We've posted the flyer a couple of times. SCDC, Faatasi, MamaSyl, thank you so much for your time. Head on over to, there you go, the Backpack, 2055 Sunnydale Avenue in San Francisco, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They'll be there until supplies are gone. Feeding people live and direct. Are we feeding people
live and direct?
Live and direct. Supplies are limited to first come, first serve. Contact Christine at 650-219-1081 or Soma at 415-299-9028. September 5th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Please register. Check out the flyer. Thank you so much for coming on and making us all cry. Make us all cry, but we love you guys. Anything you need.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
Head on over to the Essence of Mana page.
Yes.
7 p.m. They have Ruta Iono and Maile Chand from Mana Pacifica. Essence of Mana page, 7 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Love you.
Good night. Love you.
Love you guys.